September 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, September 6th, September 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, September 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, September 27th, September 28th, 29th, 30th. Okay, so I just came the closest I've ever come to almost getting hit by a car on my longboard. Don't longboard at night. I had to, though, because I had to buy some syrup. Probably also shouldn't vlog at night, but I had to, because I almost got hit by a car. Syrup and skateboard vlogging. What's up, motherfuckers? Yeah. Woo. I'm skateboarding because I had a couple drinks, so I can't drive. Hi, I'm Zach Little, and today I'm here with Morgan.
Hello.
And we are at this wedding. So, Morgan, how's the wedding been for you so far?
Very nice.
I have to agree. We'll be back with the weather after these messages. So we meet again, Mr. VeggieTales. Where is your God now? By the power given to me as Lord of Winterfell by King Robert, I sentence you to death. So the basic idea of the road trip start, in New Hampshire, and then work our way across, the middle of America through Nebraska into Denver, Colorado. Then down through the south and Texas into Louisiana and New Orleans area, and back up through Washington, D.C., back home. With just enough money and just enough vacation time accumulated to make it work. And I mean make it work by, camping and eating bugs and shit. We're packing the car. What do you think the over-under is on us having to tell cops that our bedroll is not a dead body? Road trip 2013 begins now. Do we need to get gas? Captain's log. We departed 6:30 a.m. on a wet strip of highway. The colors dancing in the sunlight like a slip and slide for adults only. At 1:01, we turned inward into the belly of the beast of that bad bitch known as the US of A. Captain's log. Accidentally missed an exit. Ended up in Massachusetts by accident. Luckily, all roads lead west. It's like a pretty good metaphor, I think. Don't you think, Captain's log? We're passing through Vermont. Shout out to Bernie Sanders. Sanders? So we just bought gas from a really stoop-backed old man at this country gas station, and he kept telling us to be careful. So that makes me feel good. You know the stereotype about all the romantic comedies that start with the scary old man at the gas station telling people to be careful. Well, we may be delaying the road trip. Someone just pulled out in front of our car, and we hit them because they are a stupid asshole. This person in the Subaru is an asshole, and I'm not sure what's going to happen to us now. Now, the true story of what happens when a planned road trip becomes a forced vacation in Albany while we wait for the insurance people to come on Monday and figure out what's happening with our car. How long will we be here? Forever? Maybe. That's part of the mystery. It's a shitty mystery. It's the dumbest mystery ever. It's like if you read a book that was written by Mary Higgins Clark or some shit, and it was this case, you'd be like, fuck this, I'm taking it back. We're en route to a hotel. We're gonna find some place to get a nice dinner and get drunk, probably. But, things are going our way right now. If you're willing to spend all the money you're supposed to spend on a road trip, on, a rental car and a hotel, hotel room and stuff. People are pretty nice to you about it. I actually just said a minute ago in complete, or mostly complete honesty, this couldn't have happened to nicer people. So I'm toying with the idea of editing this vlog so that the road trip looked like it's going to happen, and then car crash. Just so that you guys can experience some measure of the level of disappointment that... But if I did that, I wouldn't be able to use the September 14th date stamp video I did earlier. So I'll have to make a new one. But you know, all things considered, right now, the confirmed death toll in Colorado from the flooding is 4. I'm sure by the time this video goes up, it'll be much higher. We were lucky. The crash could have been a lot worse. We could have been hurt. We could have died. So now we're here in Albany, and we have each other, and we can have just as much fun in a hotel room as anywhere else. Earlier I was looking in the drawer, and I saw that they have both the Bible and the Book of Mormon. And I was like, that's weird, the Book of Mormon. Then I was like, wait, Marriott. I've heard this works, and I won't ever be able to forgive myself if I don't try it once, so here goes nothing. Mitt Romney, Mitt Romney, Mitt Romney. Ah! Oh, what's that? I'm on the executive floor, you say? Oh, really? Should have worn a clean shirt. So when you run on this treadmill, there's a painting on the other side of the TV, and it just, the eyes on the scary gym trainer guy in the painting just keep popping up in your face to encourage you. This is what it looks like, okay? It's like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, run. Run, motherfucker, run. Run, motherfucker, run. Run, you pussy. Come on, come on. Looking for blowguns in my dreamatorium chair. I am here in Cooperstown, New York, where 150 years ago, Reginald J. Bass snuck up behind one of his friends with a giant piece of wood, intending to murder the man for, he thought, sleeping with his wife. When the friend turned around and caught him, Bass, thinking quickly, improvised a new game that they could play with the stick and a nearby ball. And the rest was America's pastime. I'm Zachary Little for Chronicle. Have a good night. So I'm here at the Omegang Brewery where, get this, they have a field over here where people can camp out if they want to stay after events where they've been drinking, festivals and the like. They also have a Game of Thrones themed beer, literally called the Take the Black Stout. I have come home. So while I'm waiting for a brewery tour, let's watch some flies fuck. It's not an Alkaline Trio reference, there's actually some flies fucking on this car over here. Flies are fucking, I think one of them is dead. Cooperstown used to be known as Hop City because so many hops got grown here, but then a blight came along and fucking wiped out all the hops. But Zach, you say, there's hops growing behind you, and you're in Cooperstown right now. Well, students at Cornell are apparently developing a blight-resistant form of hops, which they are testing out at this brewery. Today, in super cool things to do with your time, develop blight-resistant hops so that Cooperstown can take back its title and not just be loosely associated with baseball, which is not as cool as beer. Last night we camped here at Glimmerglass, and today we're going to be going to the Finger Lakes. Also today we're going to get some sense of what's going to become of our car, and by extension, us. Captain's log. I don't know how much of this I'm going to use. Like, what am I going to do? Put, like, depressing voiceover over pretty B-roll or something? Okay, so if you are someone who looks forward to your vacation a lot, it's because your inner and outer life is just dead everywhere else. You know, if that's what you live for or something. But for us, I mean, we don't really get to, we don't get to go on trips where neither one of us is from, like, families who took, like, a summer in the fucking Hamptons. And this was really the first time we ever tried it. This was the first time we tried to go on, like, a 2-week vacation and see lots of things and sort of establish for ourselves the reality of the idea that you could do anything and go anywhere. And it turns out you can't. I was saying a minute ago, we were driving around and I was looking at the trees, and they're just starting to turn. So all the trees, there's a lot of yellow, but also there's a lot of green, which, you know, from the car and at first glance gives the impression that it's brown and they're dead. So something looks like it's over, but it's actually just beginning. We're in Schuler Lake. It's a tough town. I'm not sure that there's room in this town for all of us. We're gonna buy some war bonds too. This is like the Julian Assange of coffee. The leaks just keep coming and I can't figure out where they're coming from or how they're doing it. We are in Madison County right now and we just drove over a bridge a minute ago.
That's a lie.
We did. You didn't see it? We went over a bridge over the hill. That counts.
No, it was not a bridge.
It fucking counts. That was a bridge.
It was a hill.
We went over a bridge in Madison County. Eating apples! Get it? I want to summarize what's been happening here in the correct order, okay? Today's National Cheeseburger Day, so we went to Five Guys and got a cheeseburger. Right after that, we got a call from the other girl in the accident's insurance company that they accepted liability. They're going to be paying for the repairs to our car and for a rental car for us from here on out. Christy's conclusion from this whole lesson was that, you have to accept the kind of day you're being given. If you come to terms with the universe will come to terms with you. My conclusion, however, magic cheeseburger? The damages were assessed just by like a glance from somebody at $6,000 worth of damage to the car. Which makes sense, You take a hit right on the engine like that. So naturally, no one's going to pay to fix that car, and they're going to be giving us some money. And that's great news. But in the meantime, on with the vacation. Okay, so right now we're on Route 7, heading into Bennington, Vermont. We're still in New York State, but we are just counting down the seconds and more likely minutes until we get out of this motherfucker. New York, I love you, but you're bringing me down. Car number 3. Campsite number 3. We're getting this road trip finally on the road. When I first saw this, I thought it said, "Be confused while making a friend." We like camping in the fall because it's cold as shit and there's nobody around to fuck with you. I'm in Wilmington, Vermont right now, and if anybody watching this happens to be a writer for Parks and Recreation, I was just told that this town, tomorrow night, is having a soup stroll, where everybody in the town goes from store to store, and each store has a different soup for everyone to try. I mean, that's like ripped from the headlines, Parks and Rec episode, right now. Pawnee Soup Stroll. I want to see that end of this season.
Hi.
So today, September 19th, is National Talk Like a Pirate Day. And, I could. But I've been wearing this bandana for a couple of days, so I think that counts enough for observance. Here's my brief review of the Quality Inn here in Brattleboro, Vermont. 1. It looks creepy in here. 2. The TV remote doesn't work. 3. The Wi-Fi only works in the bathroom. 4. The soap smells like ash. 5. The towels smell like jalapeno poppers. 7. The bottom of the shower looks like some kind of gradient you use to determine whether or not you have lupus through a stool sample. In conclusion, it sucks. We're camping again. We're at the very beginning of Cape Cod. We're like at the beginning of the bicep right there. I have really poor muscle tone. Hey, whenever your fire is looking like this, do you ever start to get worried that like Sirius Black's face is gonna pop out all Uncanny Valley and shit? I do. We're about to see some old man's woodies. I never thought I'd see so many old woodies in one park. Legally. We're in Provincetown, where the official town slogan is, "Welcome to Provincetown. Wanna fuck?" Behind me is Pilgrim Monument, which commemorates the fact that when the original settlers to America came here, they landed first at Provincetown. But they decided that the Native Americans around here were too slutty, so they moved on to more pilgrimy pastures. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team fucking here. I'm drinking wine in a vineyard. How much more Cape Cod can I get? This is the Zinfandel. It's voted best wine in Massachusetts. which is a little like winning, you know, Miss South Dakota, but still. You hold this for 1 second? I love you. This is your future, Grape. Your future is delicious. Congratulations. You know, walking along looking at these footprints, it reminds me of a parable I've always liked. One day an old man and Jesus were walking together on the beach talking. You know, but at the end of the walk, of course, there's only one set of footprints in the sand. Because the old man was Bruce Willis, and he was dead the whole time. Really makes you think, you know? This is happening. The Carousel Museum also turned out to be a fire history and maybe Nazi paraphernalia museum, as well as a museum of Greek history. Also, quilts and dolls. Even our tour guide wasn't completely sure why everything was there. The American Watch and Clock Museum was founded by a guy who was sort of fanatical about American-made watches. He came from a family who made American watches, and when he thought that they were going to be losing the market share to foreign places, he started this museum. And it kind of seemed like it was a bit of an obsession for him, and there was a plaque at the museum which cheerfully noted that he died right there in the museum one day of a heart attack. I'm at the Mark Twain House in Hartford, Connecticut. I'm actually just bringing my other camera back to the car because can't do any kind of photography or anything inside. I mean, come on. Motherfucker publishes like a 2,000-page autobiography 100 years after he's dead, and he's still got secrets from us? What's the deal, Mark Twain, if that is your real name? It's not! It's too bad I already know that, because they're gonna I'm sure that's the tour guide's first question. Does anyone know what Mark Twain's real name? Anyone know what a Mark Twain is? Yes, motherfucker, it's a steamboating term. It has to do with depth. You think I fucking rolled off a turnip truck yesterday? Where the fuck's my car? Tent party! Tent party! What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? It's 8 p.m. Behind me is the Forefathers Monument. I'm in Plymouth, Massachusetts right now. The owner of my B&B told me that Kirk Cameron was here recently filming a documentary called Monumental, where he and his family start here, where these 4 virtues are framed, and then travel around the country to see whether everywhere else people are still sticking to those 4 virtues. I know when you hear Monumental and Kirk Cameron, you think gay porn, but apparently that's not what it is. So today we drove home by way of Boston. We had to stop at Northeastern for a project I'm working on. And now, we're at a car dealership.
That's not really great.
We bought a zoo! I mean a car. I'm sorry, I've been in a car dealership for 4 fucking hours. It's foggy again. But we're going to the fair, so... I just heard a farmer say that pigs are smarter than dogs. I like that the pig farmers are all on Team Pig, but let's not get carried away here. Come at me, man. Do you even pull, bro? Dude was literally just washing a cow with dish soap. Interesting historical tidbit. No Shave November actually has agricultural roots. You know, that's when you let the sheep gather up the cool, hip hair. and then you reap the rewards around December time when everyone needs a sweater. I was just bullshitting, but that's probably like 80% true. Fairs like this celebrate the feat of raising giant animals, which is admirable, you know, because the larger animal, more food, feed more people. But you have to remember, this entire field was started by a farmer looking at one of his cows or pigs or something and thinking, what if I cut his dick off? Okay, so not a particularly complicated question. Evolution occurs down generations, so at some point the animal that we call a chicken was conceived by some other version of an animal that was almost a chicken, and it laid an egg and then a chicken came out, so the egg came first. I watched a woman right in front of me vote that the egg came first, very confidently, and I thought she's thinking the same thing I'm thinking. She turned to her daughter and said, God made the eggs. And then she said, wait, well, God made the chickens. We're geocaching. You know, like you heard about on the internet.
Yeah. We're 600 feet away.
600 feet from whatever piece of garbage someone buried for us to find. It either is in this tree or it's that thing on the ground over there.
The rock.
You think so?
Yeah.
What is it? Oh.
Pill container.
There it is.
There it is. We got to sign the log now.
Do you have a pen? Lunch break geocaching. Part 1 of probably 1. Now I'm here with the Reverend for the evening, Mr. Dean Little.
How you doing?
Oh, I am doing great. How are you, sir?
I don't know. I thought the wedding was okay, except the minister was kind of weak, I thought.
Yeah.
Inexperienced.
There has been a consensus among the people that I've talked to.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to say about the guy. I'm embarrassed for him.
You know, every family
not-
needs to cut corners somehow in the wedding, and sometimes, you know,
Yeah,
hiring a reverend off of Craigslist is the way to cut a few
That's
corners.
true.